In the heart of a lively jungle, there lived a little tortoise named Toby. Every day, Toby watched the swift animals like cheetahs, gazelles, and monkeys moving gracefully through the jungle, and he couldn't help but wish he could be fast like them. While they zipped from tree to tree or dashed across open clearings, Toby lumbered along slowly, dragging his heavy shell behind him. He often felt left out and wondered if he'd ever be able to keep up with his quick friends. One afternoon, as the sun hung high in the sky, a sudden roar echoed through the jungle. It was the loudest, angriest sound Toby had ever heard, and it sent shivers down his spine. An angry lion, furious after failing to catch prey, was rampaging through the jungle, frightening all the animals. The swift creatures Toby admired so much were darting off in every direction, running and hiding in fear. Toby too felt a wave of panic, but as he watched his friends scatter, he realized something. The smaller, slower animals had no place to hide. They were frozen in fear, their trembling bodies too terrified to move. Toby knew he couldn't outrun the lion, but he also knew that he couldn't just stand by and do nothing. Taking a deep breath, Toby mustered all the courage he had. I may not be fast, he thought, but I can still help. Toby's mind raced as he devised a clever plan to distract the lion. He quietly gathered the smaller animals, the rabbits, birds, and squirrels, and whispered his idea to them. Together, they began to create a noisy ruckus, banging on hollow logs, rustling leaves, and chirping loudly. The noise grew louder and louder, echoing through the jungle. The lion, hearing the commotion, became confused. He turned away from the animals he had been chasing, distracted by the sudden uproar. The loud, chaotic sound seemed to be coming from all directions at once, and the lion, overwhelmed and unable to focus, wandered off in frustration. As the jungle fell silent again, the animals slowly came out of their hiding spots. They couldn't believe it. Toby's plan had worked. The lion was gone and the jungle was safe once more. The animals gathered around Toby, cheering and thanking him for his bravery. "You saved us," a small rabbit exclaimed. "We were so scared, but you didn't run away." Toby blushed, his heart swelling with pride. He realized that while he may not have been the fastest or the strongest, he had something just as important: courage and cleverness. He had stood up when it mattered most, and that was what truly made a difference. From that day on, the animals in the jungle saw Toby in a new light. They no longer saw him as the slow tortoise who couldn't keep up with the swift creatures. Instead, they saw him as the brave, clever friend who had saved them when they needed it most. Toby also learned something important that day. He realized that courage isn't about being the fastest or the strongest. It's about standing up for others when it matters. And while he may never outrun the cheetahs or swing through the trees like the monkeys, Toby knew that he had his own kind of strength, and that was enough.